Hi guys, so today I've decided to tell you guys a story, and because we are going to be telling a lot of stories here, I decided to start at the beginning, so that you know where it all started. So I'm from a family of four from my mom. My dad is polygamous, so I have many more siblings your side. I know some of them, but most of them I don't. Now, this story begins 30 something years ago. um, so my mom had met this guy and fell in love, and she had a beautiful bouncing baby daughter. And they were happy, very happy. And then when that daughter was around 10 months, she was doing some errands in a part of town, Nairobi town to be precise. And she came across one of their mutual friends, her and her babe. And this mutual friend was like, what are you doing in this part of town? And she's like, oh, I'm doing kidogo shopping, nini nini. And the guy is like, are you aware the big family is staying over there? And she's like, big family? So this guy tells her, her babe has a family, and the family lives just near to where she was. And he directs her. Like he gives her directions to where the place is. And she was heartbroken. Like she didn't know. And she was like a young girl. So she decides, me, I'm going to go there. I have to confirm. My babe can't heartbreak me like that. So she goes. Like a place is in a flat somewhere, and the house is on the ground floor. So she goes, and she's conflicted kidogo, but she decides to knock. So she knocks, and then fear comes in, and she runs up the stairs to the first floor and hides. Now the occupants in the house must have sensed something was weird, because both husband and wife came to the door. So she's up there and she can see the lady and then the man behind the lady. And then the lady asks, si tumesikia mlango ikibishwa, but hakuna mtu. So she goes down the stairs and passes them. As she leaves, the man sees her babe, remember? So he sees her, but he can't react in front of his wife. So she pitters and she goes. And that was the beginning of trouble, because from there it was a downhill climb for them. According to her, because there's two sides of a story, the next time they see each other, he has called her to come and discuss their children, their future. He ends up assaulting her. He ends up assaulting her, and from that assault, they have another beautiful baby, a baby girl. And that baby girl is me. Now, I've had this term my whole fucking life. My whole life. So, don't worry. I'm okay with it. I've also had the flip side that that's not true. But I choose to go with the side of the lady, because she's the one who knows. And if she chooses to misguide her daughter, that's up to her. So, moving on. So these people fight. It's a back and forth for many, many years. And these girls grow up between the two. And by between the two, I don't mean that if moving from home to home. No, I mean literally. The lady hates the guy's guts. I should rephrase these terms, eh? Let me try again. My mom could not stand my dad for the longest. And for quite some time we lived away from him. And whenever we would ask, we would be told he died. Yo, he died. And life went on. Kids forget, kids get diverted a lot. So time flew by and we grew. Life was hard because my mom had not had an education. According to her, every time she got a job, my dad would go and tell those guys, yo, my wife is neglecting my kids because of this job you've given her, and she would be fired. She would lose her job. Guys, we lived in squalor. We lived in not so good conditions, but we grew. And time flew by. Quickly. Now we were teens. I remember early teens. And all this while you have to keep in mind my mom was very religious, very into church. She was an SDA, very devoted, very, hey, I don't know, religious. Let me just go back there. And she would go to church every Saturday. Friday, when the sun set, we had to stop doing any chores. We had to honor the Sabbath and keep it holy. Wale wanajua wa SDA, wanajua hii shit. So we grew up. Kidogo, some lady in church ropokwas, blurts it out and tells us, hey, you guys, have you met your father? Hey, you look like him. So let me sidestep kidogo. My mom is light-skinned, fairly light-skinned. My older sister is light-skinned. And then here I am, dark, a dark babe. That is part one. Part two, my mom is calm, quiet, a woman of few words. What else do I use? And then there's me, opinionated, vibrant. I speak my mind, I talk a lot, I tell stories, I make friends easily, like we are worlds apart. So there was always that question of, my mom would blurt it out, when nilikutoa wapi? Like, nilikuokota wapi? And of course, without understanding the part that I was a result of a sexual assault, she would really get annoyed with me when I was being noisy and cranky, a handful because I was naughty. Hey, boy, you see, now that I'm a mom to babies, girls, naughty ones, I can imagine how much of a handful I was, guys. I was a handful. So she would blurt out these terms and she would be like, when nilikokota wapi? Sasa nani aliniambia nikupe? Yani wewe. And I grew up listening to that a lot. And it bothered me because, of course, I could see the difference between me and them. And I wondered why. I wondered how come. And I could never really get an answer because at that age, no one wants to tell you anything. Ni ujijazie ukisonga. So it bothered me and it messed with me kidogo whenever I let it. But, part two.